Okay, so basically what I wanted to show you guys is making the most of your endurance rides. So essentially working in your zone 2 for the majority of the time. So your zone 1 and 2 are essentially your fat burning zones. Okay, it's using fat as a fuel source. Now we need to use this as a fuel source, especially in your Ironmans. Mainly because you can't absorb enough carbohydrates into your system that would fuel you for the entire event, so you need to be tapping into your carbs. And what I'm seeing in a lot of the workouts is that there's the discrepancy between heart rate and power. Ideally, what you want to be doing is, if you're tired, you go into an endurance session and you're feeling tired, then work to the lower end of that zone 2. Okay. Yes, zone 1 is fat burning, but essentially if you're going in zone 1, you're not going to be going as fast as what you are in zone 2. So you're going to get a majority of your training time in zone 2, so when you come up to the race that you are going faster because you're still burning fat as a fuel source when you're in zone 2. So this is working off heart rate here. So this is a zone 2 endurance ride. That 18 minutes there would be, going down a hill, waiting at a stop street or a traffic light. So I'm quite happy that I've got majority of my time in, zone 2 there. So then when you look at the power, same again, you want to work to the higher end of that power if you're feeling good, or the lower end if you're not. Now, what you're looking at here is my average was actually, let's have a look at what my average power was. So my average was 175. So if you go to the power there, so it's just a little bit below what I needed to be at. This 41 minutes, 11 minutes, 3 minutes can be a variety of things with the terrain. Ideally, I probably should have worked to the higher end of that power, so it wasn't quite ideal. So I could have gone a bit faster. So if we look at my heart rate, if we go back to the average there, heart rate 131. So that's within my aerobic capacity, so my zone 2. Okay, so average heart rate of 131. So when you look at that power, I've got like another. So in terms of heart rate, I could have pushed and got my average to about 144 or 145. So when I look at that power there, what I should have done is essentially pushed a little bit harder, which would then take away that 41 minutes and hopefully get more into that zone. But I was riding with someone else, so stopping and starting and that kind of thing. So this sometimes means, when you go for your zone 2 rides, is that you need to be by yourself, and then you can focus on you and going at your pace and your speed. But we'll do some rides like this together at some point where I'll show you how to do that, where you can ride at a 10-meter gap from someone else and still be able to hit your zones. We do like out and back, and on the way back you make sure that you're nailing your zones 100%. So back to this power. So going off that heart rate there, my average was 131, so I could have pushed a little bit harder on the power and kept it, taking that 41 minutes that I spent in 175 and carry that over to there. Of course, there's going to be, maybe 20 minutes or so where, I'm coming to traffic lights or etc., or going downhill, but I could have put more of that 41 minutes into zone 2. Then if you have a look, 11 minutes there, 3 minutes, 1 minute. This like 3-1 is generally like when you come to stop and then you start again, it's going to shoot up a couple of watts. Zone 3, here I could be just going up a slight incline or some inclines. Okay, so what I'm saying here is I could have made the most of that 41 minutes and carried it more over into zone 2 in terms of power, pushing the power. The same again, you've got quite a bit of range. So again, if you're not feeling so good, work to the lower end, so around about 180 watts, and then if you're feeling good, then work to the higher end. So it's getting the most of your training in that zone that's prescribed. So endurance zone 2, try and have a look at these numbers and make sure most of it's in there. Okay, so I'm just going to go to another athlete. I'm sure he won't mind. So it's just got me thinking how to explain this a bit better. So if we look at this endurance ride here, so if we look at the heart rate, yeah, so some of it in zone 2, let's have a look at the average. So average is 116, so if you look at the heart rate, you know, so that's predominantly going to be in zone 1. So if we just push a little bit harder, like 4 beats harder in terms of the power, so you can see the power here was predominantly in zone 1, but if we just pushed a little bit harder, so what was the average? 133. So all we needed to do was push about 20 watts harder, and then that would have been predominantly in zone 2. Do get that sometimes you are fatigued and you'd never hit those numbers and it would be a struggle, but that's all you need to say. At the end of the session it was a struggle and I was struggling, so I just stuck with zone 1, but then worked to the higher end of zone 1. So higher end of zone 1 is 148, and then if you look at the average there, it's only 133 in terms of the power. So ideally trying to keep that at 148, the higher end of zone 1, if you're feeling tired and working towards that. So hopefully that helps you and it explains a bit more about making the most of your endurance sessions and be able to stick to those zones a bit more easier. And you know, it is sometimes it's better to go on a selfish ride by yourself. I know it is a selfish sport, but at least you know you'll get those zones right. And you know, one of the other things is just pick a rider that's of similar ability to you, and then at least you're both getting the most from that ride.